Well, hello. Welcome back to the Double M farm. I'm going to do a little digging this morning. I'm digging out the side of this terrace to make a driveway so that I can drive over the terrace and not have to drive all the way around. I've had quite a few people ask about Little Red, wanting to know if there's something wrong because I hadn't posted anything in a while. But there's nothing wrong. We've just had a lot of bad weather. Spending the day digging in mud. Like I was saying, you may not have been able to hear me with the motor running. Little Red's fine. I've been getting a lot of questions from people wanting to know, hey, I haven't seen anything on the Harbor Freight trencher lately. Is anything wrong? Nope, nothing's wrong with her. She's still as good as ever. Digging as good as she did the day I bought her almost a year ago. I haven't had anything break other than some minor things that I've done through my stupidity, but that's not the machine's fault. I moved it the other day. It's been a month ago now. I started digging and didn't realize I had forgot to put this pin in. So this outrigger started sliding out and came out, and I almost tipped over sideways and it bent right there, but took a sledgehammer and beat it back out. I've got to put some paint on there to keep it from rusting, but nope, she's doing well. What I'm doing here, you can see I've got a pretty steep terrace here, and in order to drive the tractor up to that part of the farm, I have to go the road all the way around up the hill. So I decided I would dig out a section of this terrace here and then gravel it and have a little driveway to get up into this part of the farm. Wow, got the sun right in the camera, don't I? So I'll be able to drive up onto this terrace without having to drive all the way around. It's a pretty good drop off right there, as you can see. So we're going to dig it out. I guess you could say I'm more grading than I am digging, but I'm busting it up. A lot of big roots, as you see there. I'm busting it up good, and then I'll take the straight blade on my tractor and scrape it out, start up here and pull it that way and taper it so that I've got a nice ramp, if you will, to drive up over the terrace. So that's what this job is all about. And like I say, the Little Harbor Freight trencher is still doing a wonderful job. I really appreciate all the comments and inquiries about it. Sounds like a lot of people who have it already bought are considering buying, and I tell you, I am more than happy with it. Haven't had any problems. Let's see, what do I need? Is there anything I need to update since the last time? Oh, the thumb. You'll notice the thumb, if you've been keeping up with my videos where I put the thumb, you'll notice the thumb is not on there right at the moment. You'll remember, if you saw that a previous video where I installed the thumb, the Titan thumb, I made the comment that I didn't weld it on, I bolted it on. As you see right here, sun's in my eyes, I can't tell if I've got that on camera. Right there's where I bolted it on, and working well, no problems with it at all. Hasn't hurt the machine, and the thumb has worked well. But one thing that I noticed is I do tow this thing on the road and for odd jobs around the area, and I noticed with the extra weight of that thumb on there, when I have the boom up and everything locked in place to tow it, that extra weight, I would say, was very similar to having a bucket full of dirt. And you wouldn't normally tow this thing down the highway with the extra weight of a bucket load of dirt. So it wasn't designed to do that. So having that thumb on there, I noticed as I was going down the road, especially if I had to make any sudden movements on the highway, that extra weight was causing that dipper stick right there to actually do a lot of bouncing back and forth and up and down. A little extra more bouncing and moving around than normal, just because of that weight that's not designed for it. So obviously it wasn't designed to be towed with that extra weight on it. So I decided that when I'm not using it, since it's only the 2 bolts, I just unbolt it, take it off, and it's over there in the barn. And then when I need it, if I need it on a job I'm towing to, I just put it in the truck and then bolt it on once I get there. Then remove it again when I start to tow it. It just added a little extra weight there that I didn't like the way it looked going down the road, the way it was causing that dipper stick to bounce, and I certainly don't want to put any extra wear and tear on all of those joints and hydraulic lines and things. So I just figured, why not just take it off since it's that easy to do. So that's the update on that. Another update, I did show you a video of digging the pit. You'll see that video on my channel. That was this. Is digging what I call the grease pit for working on my vehicles. And there's the finished product. still got a little more rock. I'm going to put crusher run, like in the road. I'm going to crusher run all of that around it. And I don't know if I can walk around to the other side the way the sun is. The sun's to my back. If I walk around there, it's going to be in the lens of the camera. So there you see the finished product of my grease pit. I dug it out with the Harbor Freight trencher. And originally I believe I said I was going to put some cross ties on either side of it to drive on. But after backfilling the dirt on either side, I just built a wooden box with a wooden floor out of some cheap 1x6 lumber and 4x4 posts. And after backfilling it with the dirt and packing it, I'm just going to put crusher run on that to drive on. And she's working well. I've already pulled that big Land Cruiser right there. I've already driven that up here a couple of times and greased it and changed the oil in it. And man, it's nice. I got a creeper. I just lay the creeper in there, get on the creeper and roll under the vehicle, and I can actually sit up. Got plenty of room to get to everything. Greasing it was a whole lot nicer, being able to sit up and have that extra room under there. Put these little walls on either side to help support the dirt, and rocked it where it tapers out. And it's really turned into a nice place to work on your vehicles. That 2x4 in the middle, I was worried about the weight of the dirt and the vehicle driving, about those sides bowing in the middle. So I put that 2x4 there. And I won't lie, it has gotten in the way a couple of times when I'm under there working, but I feel like it needs to be there. I'm afraid those walls are going to bow in. So I've thought about maybe removing that and replacing it with maybe a piece of 3/4 inch galvanized pipe, water pipe, across there. So the box is 3 foot wide and about 2.5 foot deep. So I may put me a 3-foot piece of 3/4 inch galvanized pipe across there. That'll still keep it from bowing in, but it'd be much smaller than the 2x4 and not get in the way as much to reach around it when I'm working on the vehicles. So that's one thing I may do to it. The 2x8 that you see on the end right there, I put that there so that when I drive the vehicle up, from up here, I can actually stop the vehicle here. Then I can stand on that to get under the hood. Like if I'm changing the oil, I can stand on that to reach the motor to pour new oil into the engine. So that's why that's there, as well as bracing that. So it has worked out extremely well. Just another example of the kind of things you can do when you've got the Harbor Freight trencher or any little backhoe. It doesn't have to be the Harbor Freight trencher, any nice little backhoe. Just another job that you can do with the Harbor Freight trencher. So there's a quick update. Everything's fine. Trencher's working fine. I'm working as well as a 65-year-old man can work in between naps and breaks. So appreciate everyone's interest, and again appreciate you watching our videos, and keep the questions and comments coming. And if there's any questions I haven't answered, please feel free to post them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. It's not a perfect machine, but dadgum, it's pretty darn close to the money I've got invested in it. So there you go. Another little quick video of the Harbor Freight trencher, Little Red, doing what she does best. I appreciate you joining us here at the Double M Farm, and we'll talk to you again real soon.